welcome to the high, bitch. Then says, okay, your Horko casual fit. That's to fix my camera. We're going to today rank all the WWE PLEs for 2024 from D tier to S tier. With that being said, let's go. All right, so you know what? Let's do it in order, just, have some continuity. All right, so let's start off with the Royal Rumble. I'm trying to think what happened there. So the Royal Rumble had the women's Royal Rumble to where Naomi returned. Jordan Grace made her WWE debut. That was fire. When I saw that, I was like, yo, what? Triple H cooking. He cooking, bruh. Jay finally made her debut. Fire. Had to stare down with Bianca. And Bayley won. So that was a great Royal Rumble for the women. Now the rest of the card was blah. Like, to be real with you. The KO Logan Paul US title match was cooking. It didn't have that weird finish. The Fatal 4-Way with Roman, LA Knight, Randy Orton, AJ Styles was mid, because you all know who was winning. Was there one more match? There might have been one more match. That doesn't matter. And then you had the men's Royal Rumble, which was mid. It didn't start picking up until the middle of the Royal Rumble, where like Cody Rhodes came out and stuff like that. So, and the ending could have been better if CM Punk probably didn't injure himself. It could have been a better sequence. I think they were trying to recreate the Shawn Michaels Undertaker thing. But Cody did win, and he pointed to Roman. That was a moment. But for majority of the night, I would say it was just very mid. It was a mid Rumble. There seems to be Mr. Uncle Paul seems to not do too well with booking Rumbles. I'm just saying, 2 years in a row now, they haven't really been that great. Oh, you know what? I'm lying, because 2023, Sammy turned on. Actually, that was good. So, you know what? I'm a recant my statement. Let's see. We had Elimination Chamber in Perth. Yeah, I don't remember this Elimination Chamber PLE being that good. You had no title matches on the show. The Elimination Chamber matches were okay. They were fine. Nothing too memorable for me. And then you had Rhea versus Nia for the title, which we all knew Rhea was going to retain her title. Solid match for the most part, a little bit sloppy. So I would have to say this was also mid. It was a C. Now WrestleMania night 1, night 2. Now WrestleMania gonna be a little bit different for me for night 1, because I actually went there live for one particular reason. We'll get to that in a second. So night 1. I'm going off the dome right now. That's where you have Rhea. It was cold as hell, by the way. It was cold. Well, not cold as hell. It was cold. Like, it was cold, right? Philadelphia in April. I didn't think it was going to be that cold outside. It was just very windy. But anyway, you have Rhea, start off with Rhea Becky for the title. Actually, a very solid match. Rhea retained. You had Jay versus Jimmy, which very underwhelming, was very mid. I think because time got cut short. You had the tag team ladder match for the titles. Very good. R-Truth finally got his moment, which I was happy for. Let's see what else happened. Gunther versus Sammy. Even though I did not want it to be Sammy, I wanted it to be Chad. They still had a great match. Got me invested. I was actually rooting for Gunther. Meanwhile, everybody around me was rooting for Sammy, which I wasn't mad. I was actually shocked, though, because Gunther has been champion for so long. I didn't think it was going to be Sammy to actually do it. But he did it, and it was like, okay, you know what? Cool moment. It's fine. And then, let's see, what else? Anything else crazy happened on the show? I think that's everything for the most part. There might be a couple matches I'm missing. But, am I missing anything? Am I missing something? I don't think I am. I think that's pretty much every match. Yeah. If I'm missing something, it probably wasn't too crazy. But yeah, then we have the main event, the tag team main event. The reason I went to WrestleMania, you have The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth. Winner gets to choose the stipulation for the main event of Cody versus Roman. And the reason I went to WrestleMania was I never got to see The Rock wrestle live. I got to see him only one time live. That was Royal Rumble 2015. Yeah. So wasn't really that good of a night that night. This was different though. I got to see The Rock, and The Rock was good. Even though it was a tag team match, he looked good. He looked like his timing was good. He was working. Them. Everybody was doing their damn thing though. But yeah, The Rock definitely showed out in this one. The crowd was so on fire for the majority of this entire match. From Roman spearing Rock to The Rock using the belt and hitting Cody to cussing the referee off. Talk about if you call this match anyway, you're getting fired. To the announce table spot, get up. Shout out to Meek Mill, man. To the Rock getting the pin over Cody. Oh my God, when he did the people's elbow and beat and pinned Cody, I was so happy. I was so happy, bro. I got to see The Rock for the first time live, the reason I became a wrestling fan. Not only that, but he won the match. And the entrance, by the way, his entrance with the fire, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this. Yeah, that night is unforgettable. So for me, my experience a little bit different. I'm gonna say this was S tier for me, bruh. I'm sorry, like that was S tier for me. It might have been different watching it on TV, but for me, this was S tier night for me. Now, night two, I don't think that's too much off from night one. You had the Drew-Seth match for the world title. Very solid match. Drew finally won the world title in front of a crowd. Then did the CM Punk stuff to where Damian cashed in. What a great moment that people weren't really expecting. You had the triple threat U.S. title match with KO, Randy, Logan. Very good match, by the way. Logan retained. You also had Bayley and Io for the title. Bayley finally got her a significant moment at WrestleMania and won the title there. Great match. That might have been a match of the night, actually. You had the Pride versus Final Testament, which you actually did a very good job with Bubba Dudley being a special guest referee. They actually did a very good job in that match. The Pride won. I'm still confused why Triple H could never seem to be able to book those guys. The Pride doing a great job with Final Testament, which I'm shocked. For some reason, they don't know how to book the Street Profits now. Not understanding that. But at that moment, very solid match. The only match that was somewhat okay was LA Knight and AJ Styles. But LA Knight got the victory, which he needed. He needed that moment. And I think that is everything. I think that is pretty much everything. And of course, you have the main event, Cody versus Roman. We all knew what this was going to be. This was going to be the on your left moment with everybody coming out from Solo to Jay, from Cena to Rock to Undertaker. I still feel the way Stone Cold didn't come out. If that glass would have shattered. Oh, the Shield music too. The Shield music and everybody collectively for like 3 seconds were like, Dean? For 3 seconds, everybody collectively was like, Dean Ambrose? Like, what? John Moxley coming out? Even that moment was crazy, but then the ending sequence of Roman deciding to take out Seth instead of Cody because he still has baggage and trauma from Seth turning on him a decade ago. What great storytelling. Cody finally does the 3 crossroads. Michael Cole with the great call, probably call of his career, finished the story with the 3 count. Samantha Irvine crying, announcing Cody Rhodes is the new WWE champion. Oh my God, what a moment, man. Like, that's probably possibly the greatest moment in WrestleMania history. That will never, I'm getting goosebumps right now. That's crazy. So yeah, this gotta be S tier, bruh. Like, even if nothing else delivered on this show, the main event delivered, and it was just an unforgettable match that it just, yeah, stands the test of time. Following that, we got Backlash. Now, Backlash wasn't that bad from my memory. You had Damian versus Jay for the world title. That was fine. You had Jade and Bianca win the world tag team titles. That was cool. That was solid. You had Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffy for the WWE Women's Championship. Actually, that was really good. That was really good. What started out? Oh, you have Randy Orton and KO versus the Tonga Brothers, which is fire. That match, the crowd was on fire the entire night. But to start off, that match was crazy, especially when they made it a no-holds-barred match. And then you had Cody versus AJ Styles, which is arguably one of the best matches of the year. Again, that crowd was on fire. So this one, I have to make an A. I have to make an A. It's a collection of the crowd as well as the matches, which were very solid. Next, I'm trying to think what was in order. Let's see. I think it was King and Queen of the Ring. King, Queen of the Ring, Randy Orton, and Gunther was solid, even though they had a botched finish. It was okay. Nia and Lyra was okay, but that finish was fire. By the way, Nia, anytime, any place, anywhere, just in case you, that finish was anyway. I don't think that's PG. What else was on the show? I can't remember what else was on the show. Hold on, I got to go to my Wikipedias. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. Liv and Becky had their match where Dominic inadvertently put a chair in the ring, helping Liv win the title, which that's the true start of her revenge tour, which is very dope. Shout out to Becky. I wonder when she's coming back. I'm gonna guess she's gonna probably come back as a surprise for the Raw Netflix debut or premiere, probably. We had Sammy versus Chad versus Bronson Reed. Also very solid. I still wish Chad would have won, but it is what it is. It's still okay. And I think that is everything. Then you had the main event of Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul, which is surprisingly was very solid. We all knew that Cody was going to retain, but it's still the whole that drone shot of Logan Paul on the top of the turnbuckle before he did the splash through the announce table was, Kevin Dunn, you suck. Anyway, that was very solid. I feel like I'm overrating it by giving it a B, but I think it was a B. I'll go with B. Clash of the Castle. I think this actually happened before King and Queen, but it doesn't matter. I can't really. What happened at Clash of the Castle? I gotta remember now. Oh no, it didn't. Oh, Clash of the Castle did happen afterwards. Okay, never mind. So Clash of the Castle. Let's see what happened there. Oh yeah, Cody versus AJ. I Quit match. Very good. I didn't really like the finish though, but it is whatever. It was still a very solid match. The Unholy Union won the tag team titles. Great moment for them in their home country. Cool. Sammy versus Gable was solid. I still feel the way that Gable, after his heel turn, did not win the IC title. I kind of feel a way about that. But in regards to the match itself, it was cool. Bayley versus Piper Niven, don't really remember it. I think it was pretty solid. And then you had Damian versus Drew, where Damian just for some reason can't get it right. He just couldn't get it right. Like he kept there was, I don't know what was going on that night. But it still was a solid match. Then you had the CM Punk coming in there disguised as a ref, giving the 2 count. screwing Drew McIntyre, man. Damian retaining. I think this was a B. I think even if the matches didn't quite deliver, the stories they told was very solid. So I'll give this a B. Money in the Bank 2024. Again, I need help because I can't remember exactly everything that happened here. Let's see. Money in the Bank was, you have the men's Money in the Bank with Andrade, Carmella Hayes, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, which Drew won. This Money in the Bank, in my opinion, wasn't the best. It was very mid. It was fine. Drew won, which I'm gonna give my opinion on what happened at the end of the night. Sammy versus Braun Breaker was a very solid match, even though I think Braun Breaker should have won. But in terms of just judging the match, it was very solid. Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. That happened right after? There's no way that happened right after. That happened right after? Get the fuck out of here. Okay. So Damian and Seth happened, which we all knew that Drew was cashing in because Drew said he was cashing in. So there wasn't really much drama to the match until Drew came in. And then CM Punk screwed Drew, which I really feel a way about because I feel like you wasted the Money in the Bank. You did not need to waste Money in the Bank to continue the feud of CM Punk and Drew. You could have easily had Drew try to cash in and have CM Punk still beat him down before he could cash in. You still could have did that. Like, that's some rare times where I feel Triple H did not get it right. This is one of those times with wasting that Money in the Bank, man. Like, I really feel a way about that. So yeah, this whole entire situation, like, even though the story plot, it helped the CM Punk Drew feud. It didn't help Damian at all. He still looked like a paper champion. Seth made his return after being gone for WrestleMania. Didn't really do much for him. So this was kind of a dud for me, if I'm gonna be straight up honest. The women's Money in the Bank match was fine. Tiffany Stratton won, which I think was definitely the right call. And then you had the Bloodline versus Cody, KO, and Randy Orton, which that could have been on SmackDown for me. So I low-key want to, I can't do that. I low-key want to give it a D, but I'm not going to give it a D because at least there was some excitement. I do think it was the right winners, at least. For some of the matches. So I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C minus. That's how I feel. Next was SummerSlam. All right, what happened at SummerSlam? Let's see. Can't believe they're making how y'all feel about SummerSlam being 2 nights? I don't like that. I feel like that should only be reserved for WrestleMania. Make WrestleMania special. If you make all your major PLEs 2 nights, it lessens how special WrestleMania is. Like, I respect the fact that you're trying to get everybody on the card, right? But I just like, I don't know. I think you're doing too much. But again, it's a profit game. It's a business game to where it is all about the profits, right? So, but I don't think you need to make it 2 nights. But what's going to be in is it Minneapolis? Because originally I think WrestleMania was supposed to be in Minneapolis next year, but he switched it to SummerSlam. But how do y'all feel about that? I don't care for it. I don't like it, but no. Is it? Wait, no. I think it's in New Jersey. Now that I think about it, because I'm actually planning on going. Yeah, I think it's in New Jersey. So I'm gonna contemplate if I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go. If it's in. Is it in Jersey? Yeah, Jersey or Jersey, New York, whatever. Anyway, getting to SummerSlam, we had Liv versus Rhea. Rhea's return after being injured, thanks to Liv. And they had a very great storytelling match where Rhea was injured, but she kept fighting through. But Dominic helped Liv in the long run, retain her title, finally turn on Rhea, making Rhea the ultimate babyface, Liv the ultimate heel. This was perfect for me. This is absolutely perfect for me. We weren't sure if Dominic was going to turn, but we had an idea. But yeah, this was perfect for me. Braun Breaker defeated Sami Zayn in a 5-minute squash match, which I wish the match they would have had at Money in the Bank, they would have had here to where they didn't even have the match at Money in the Bank. So this was okay. Braun won, which I'm happy about, but I don't know why they made the match only 5 minutes. That didn't make sense to me. LA Knight versus Logan Paul was very much a brawl. Old school Attitude Era style match to where LA Knight finally won the U.S. title, which he should have won a year early. But it was a solid match. Not mad at it at all. We had Nia Jax versus Bayley in a very solid match. I think the only great match they have had on a PLE, where Nia won and defeated Bayley. I'm so happy for Nia to have that moment. What a comeback by her. Drew versus Punk with Seth as a referee. Half of me really enjoyed the storytelling. The other half of me was annoyed with the storytelling. I wanted a brawl. I wanted blood and guts, but They were building to that. So part of me is like, okay, whatever. Drew won, not mad at that at all. CM Punk couldn't stay focused. He was focused on Seth. And had the whole bracelet thing, which played a major factor, which that's crazy that the biggest feud of the year was centered around a bracelet for most of it. It's like, that's show you how much they're cooking. Gunther versus Damian Priest. Champion versus what? Oh, champion versus King of the Ring. Oh yeah, this was match of the night. Gunther versus Damian stole the show. Damian, it's crazy how Damian in a loss showed that he was World Heavyweight Championship. He had that World Championship pedigree, right? Like he put on a show versus Gunther, and everybody can say, well, it was Gunther. Of course he did, but no. Damian Priest put his boots on that night. You feel me? So I love this match. I even rock with the finish of Finn interfering, costing Damian Priest the title. So yeah, that was perfect for me. Cody and Solo was whatever. It was 30 minutes? Really? In my brain, it was only like 15 minutes. We all knew that it was leading up to Roman Reigns returning, but the majority of the match was just nothing. But Roman Reigns returned on Solo Sikoa, helping Cody Rhodes retain his title. That was fine. I think this was, for me, feels like an A. If the main event, I don't know. It's just if the main event, how do you build Solo better up to this point? I could have actually believed that Solo was going to win. This would be an A for me because everything else delivered, but I think it's because Solo, like main event between Solo and Cody was just so like I know that Solo's not winning, so like nothing they did in the match mattered to me. It's not like Roman and Cody to where you were looking forward to it. Here it's kind of like we kind of have to do it. So yeah, that was SummerSlam was a B for me. Bash at Berlin. What was at Bash at Berlin? Let's see here. So you had Cody versus Kevin Owens, which Kevin Owens is telling the story that Kevin Owens could not put a trigger on Cody because they were good friends. Boy, that just Cody retains. You had Bianca and Jade win back the titles. Yeah, win back the tag team titles. That was cool. CM Punk and Drew had a strap match, which I hate the format of having strap matches where you have to hit each turnbuckle. Like I think Ali from Wrestle Talk says they played the video game. Like, shout out to Wrestle Talk. They were playing a video game. I'm like, I hate that. But they were actually able to make it somewhat exciting and entertaining. So I gotta give them that. And Punk won, which I think was the right call. So actually that was very solid. You had the Terror Twins versus Judgment Day. Very solid match to where the Terror Twins won after losing at SummerSlam. And then you had Gunther versus Randy Orton in a very, very solid match where Gunther got a definitive win over Randy Orton, which is why I don't understand they started doing the Gunther loses confidence. He beat a 14-time world champion, but now can't get over, loses to Cody Rhodes. Damn. But anyway, looking back on this, I will still give Bash at Berlin a B. B. Yep, I would give it a B. I think let me look back at it again. I feel like the middle here. I feel like had Bianca and Jade and the Terror Twins had the tag matches, like, I don't know. I just feel like those matches could have been on Raw or been on SmackDown. It wouldn't have made a difference. It didn't feel like PLE type matches. So had there been maybe a different match or maybe a stipulation to those matches, I might feel differently. But yeah, I'll give Bash at Berlin a B. Crown Jewel, this was a complete dud for me. Like, just the champion versus champion matches, I'm giving it a D. I'm sorry. And it's not even me being political, even though I don't rock with the whole situation. But Yeah, just no matches had consequences to it. Champion versus champion. All the other matches was okay. So I'm giving it a D. Like, it's completely unwatchable. Didn't need to see it. Bad Blood, which actually happened before Crown Jewel. I think if my memory serves me correct, this PLE was actually done in reverse. Like, they should have started off. Like, imagine if they would have started off with Cody Rhodes and Roman versus the Bloodline, to where Cody and Roman win, The Rock comes out, which that was a moment, that was cool. Hasn't played a factor since that happened, which not understanding that, but that was a moment, right? Then you have Rhea Ripley defeated Liv via disqualification in a cage match, which I'm like, I think this might be unpopular opinion. I think this is where Rhea should have won, because like this whole, like, I don't know why they elongating this feud for, like, going back to Wrestle Talk. Shout out to them. Luke says there's a difference between telling a long-term storytelling and taking long to tell a story, and Triple H at times doesn't know the difference. I think it was here where Rhea should have won. Like, I really do. Or at least give Liv, or with Raquel coming back, give Liv a definitive win over Rhea, and have Liv help Rhea defeat. Help Liv defeat Rhea to retain her title. The whole disqualification was weak. That was weak sauce to me. We had Nia versus Bayley for the women's title, which to me there was a complete downgrade or decline from the match they had at SummerSlam. They just weren't on one accord. The chemistry was off, very sloppy. This wasn't good to me. And then you had the phenomenal, like, 4.5 5-star match of CM Punk versus Drew for the Hell in a Cell match, and told a great story. It was very violent, blood, which is we haven't seen in a very long time. Punk won, finally defeated Drew. Well, not finally defeated, but defeated Drew, putting an end mark to this rivalry. What a great match, man. Drew almost killed himself when he missed the Claymore. Yeah, this is the only match of note on this show. The Hell in a Cell was the only good match, and again, if it would have headlined and been the main event, I might have been able to put it in a different position. Pause. But as of right now, I can't go over. It's barely above a D for me. If it wasn't for the Hell in a Cell, this would be a D event. But yeah, I gotta go C. I'll go C. And then last but not least, we got Survivor Series War Games, which just recently happened over a month ago. And let's see, we had the women's War Games match, which was fine. It was cool. Rhea won, of course, and Bianca and all them. You had Shinsuke actually surprisingly, shockingly defeat LA Knight, which I still feel like Carmelo should have been the one to defeat. Carmelo Andrade should have been the one to defeat LA Knight in a triple threat match they had. I think that was at Crown Jewel, to continue their best of 7 series. I still feel a way about that. Like, Triple H, what you doing, man? Like, come on, man. Gotta do like Chris Tucker. What you doing, man? Like, what's happening? Braun Breaker versus Sheamus versus Ludwig was fire triple threat match for the IC title. Braun Breaker retained. Gunther versus Damian was cooking. I do not like the ending of this match with Finn interfering again, because like I get like this long, like these never-ending stories. Triple H, like, come on, Paul. I was liking the story they were telling, with Gunther breaking apart a body part of Damian, and Damian have to fight out of it. But yeah, I hate the ending. But Gunther retained. And then you had the men's War Games match with Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, and Punk, a returning Punk, defeating the Bloodline 2.0. Very solid match. So this one, I think every match for the most part did deliver. But I would still say And I don't care about predictability. I know people get on like, oh, it's too predictable. But it's just how you tell the story is what matters to me. I would give it a B. So there was only one dud for me. There was only one dud for WWE the entire year, and that was Crown Jewel. Then for the C tier, you have Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, Bad Blood. Then B tier for me was King and Queen of the Ring, Clash of the Castle, SummerSlam, Bash of Berlin, Survivor Series War Games. A tier was Backlash, that was in France. And then S tier was WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. So that is my rankings of the PLEs for WWE for 2024. Let me know your rankings, how you feel. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? Let me know. Comment below, like, comment, subscribe, share all the things of the things. Welcome to the Hive, bitch. There's Hayes Arcade, your hardcore casual fan. And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.